Hey there, good morning. It is 6 a.m. and as I remember just to check in and say hi. Um, Let me know that you're here. So today's, actually this came to me last night. I had a few things happen last night and I was like, I'm gonna share this in the morning with everybody. So for this wind down to Christmas here with the 12 days to Christmas, 11 days to Christmas now, I thought, with everything that happened yesterday, why not talk about Christmas morning enthusiasm? And Christmas morning enthusiasm is exactly what we're going to do. So with that, I'm also going to ask anybody on the front side of this live that if you would please share this live. I think that it would be really, really awesome. Number one, I would really appreciate it. Number two, I really think that the world needs to hear about the power of enthusiasm. So if it is in your heart at all, please share this particular Facebook Live today after you've been listening to it and stuff. So, enthusiasm. Yesterday, I had two things happen. The second, my oldest daughter, just moved to Maui day before yesterday. She landed in Maui in the afternoon, and less than 24 hours later, she calls me and she says, "Hey mom, I need you to send me a copy of my social security card and my birth certificate." And I thought, okay. She's like, because I walked into a place within 5 minutes and I got a job. So she landed this job within 5 minutes and is the first place she walked into. And she's telling me this as she is walking her happy butt about a mile away from this job to this place that she had an appointment to meet a man, and it's this little, I don't even know what the heck they're called over there, just this little studio apartment that she has lined up for her and her fiance. So, and she was headed over there, and she's like, I just talked to him, and he's pretty much rented to me on the spot on the phone without meeting me. He just wants to see my rental references, and we're good to go. And then she's telling me, she has no transportation up there. She's like, and I walked into the scooter place and I was talking to a scooter guy, and he said that he can get me a scooter with about 700 miles on it for $600 less than what they're selling on the floor for, and that he'll do it for me within the next 2 weeks. So she was pumped up, really, really enthusiastic, really, really happy, joyous, just excited about everything that had happened within the course of just a couple of hours of her out there, working on all of this. The reason for me sharing this with you is because she wasn't just enthusiastic when she was doing this. Granted, she walked into the place she's where she wants to be. She is, enjoying life. She is having fun. She has her goals in place, and she's being enthusiastic in the moment. So she's calling in these things because somebody else could go over there and go out there and go, "Oh, there's not that many jobs in Maui. I'm not qualified. I don't have here or references here. I don't know anybody." But that's not the case. She's going out there like it is Christmas morning. This is her Christmas present to herself, is that she is moving, that they are moving to Maui. So she's got all this enthusiasm, but the enthusiasm started about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, when she first made her mind up, because it's about that long that she's been thinking, and she's had this plan in action for about 5 years, but she's been doing the steps to make things certain things come about, and having the patience and getting things in a line. But she's, waiting until it's just the right time. 2 weeks ago, they had some catastrophic events happen in their life with jobs, and even relationship issues came up, and roommate issues, and car issues, and you name it, it looked like the shit was hitting the fan big time. Her response to the shit hitting the fan was, "Life's a bitch sometimes, and then you go to Maui." So that is exactly what she did. She just decided, this is the perfect time. Right now, in the middle of all this crisis, right now when money is tight, right now when my relationship seems to be having issues, right now when I in the middle of jobs, right now when I'm having issues with the car, when I'm having issues with roommate, issues here. She decided that that was the moment to go and make her dream come true. And how she did it was she got really, really enthusiastic about the dream and that enthusiasm, because happiness is not a destination, it's a method of life. And that is what we have to really, really realize, is that happiness is not a destination. You're never going to get to happiness. You're never going to get to the joy, the abundance. It is a now thing. And I just think that her story over the last, I guess now almost 36 hours of her being on the island is such a beautiful tale of that right there, because she really has entered into this whole event with Christmas morning enthusiasm. It's like the little kid who's so excited that Santa is coming, knows that Santa is coming, knows that there's going to be presents underneath the Christmas tree. And gets really pumped up about it. And then, that morning, Christmas morning, can hardly even sleep at night, but manages to fall asleep and gets up butt ass crack of dawn and comes rushing down the stairs and is like, oh my gosh, where's my present? And sees this present sitting there. They don't know exactly what's in there. They're hopeful as to what it is. They know that they have presents. And the joy of having those presents is what is building that enthusiasm for them. So today, having that childlike enthusiasm that kids have on Christmas morning, so that you can go and create this. It is that enthusiasm that pulls you towards your dreams, your desires. If you're not enthusiastic about it, it's not just a feeling. It's about, like, if you were looking at Sam over the last 2 weeks, anybody who, she had some down points that happened, but she was smiling. She's been glowing and smiling and talking about what she wants, what she desires, talking a lot about it. And, that she had other things that would come up and she would always flip it back to, no, this is what I'm doing. And it was always, this is happening, not, I don't know if I'm going to make it happen. I don't know. She would say, I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. Like, she didn't know how she was going to have a ticket until the very last minute. And all of a sudden, boom, she had her ticket. She had to sell a car in the process. She had no idea how that was going to happen. But she sold the car for actually about $500 more than what she had asked for it. So, all this different stuff. It was the enthusiasm that really kept her in that manifesting flow as she went along. And then, of course, what happened? Because of the enthusiasm, because of the zest that she was having for life then met her with more reason to have enthusiasm and zest. And much like Norman Vincent Peale says, life does give back. I can't remember his quote. Do I have it written down here? Oh, life does give back in kind. There you go. Life does give back in kind. Norman Vincent Peale. And what he talks about, if you have zest and enthusiasm, you attract zest and enthusiasm. Life does give back in kind. So back to what I was talking about yesterday and the day before, and the gist of everything always comes back to our feelings and how we are feeling about stuff. So, really how we're processing emotionally. But if you want to have more things to have vibrance about, to have zest about, to have joy, happiness, then you have to find things right now in this moment that you can be passionate about, that you can be, in love with, that you can be excited about, and not look for that somewhere down the road, because the down the road won't come to you if you can't find it in the today. People, not dogs. Other thing that, I've always tried to mention, like a book or something, and you're going to hear different quotes and different people from the past, but anybody who is familiar with Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, which was written back in 1936. And I think I've mentioned this book before, just because it is a book of different principles. And he wrote it, I believe it was Andrew Carnegie, that hired Napoleon Hill to write a few different books. And because Napoleon Hill didn't have an understanding of the success principles, but Carnegie obviously did. So Carnegie wanted to help spread the word a little bit and as to how you can gain success in life different ways. So he had Napoleon Hill write a couple different books. And from that came the book Think and Grow Rich. And principle number 8 in Think and Grow Rich is all on this topic of enthusiasm and really being enthusiastic about life and about your goals and about your desires and having that feeling. So the next story I want to tell you, because I think that a lot can be learned in stories, and I seem to be abundant in stories, is yesterday I had all these client appointments, and I had decided that I was going to pull some people from my past back into my current because they were vibrating at a higher level. And I'm like, you know what? I want to vibrate at a higher level, so I'm going to go rub shoulders with these people that vibrate at a little bit higher level than me, so to help pull me up, right? So I pulled an old client back into my life and asked them if they'd like to go have lunch and stuff, and they ended up doing a coaching appointment with me. So they ended up paying me to spend time with me when I was actually just wanting to go to lunch. But that's all great. I still got that connection and got that share there. And then I had a couple other really great appointments, and then I got to go to my kids' Christmas concert. And in between that, before I left the office, I sat down with my little dream book where I write my power statements every single day. So my I ams and my I don't know how, but it already is statements. And that's one little thing that I do every single day is, I don't know how, but it already is that. And I was just writing out, and I'm just like writing everything that's coming up and that feels good to me. And I was noticing on some of the things I was writing, there was like a little fluttery resistance going on. And then the other things was just like, wow, just free flowing and very good. And like, okay, so I'm really in alignment to this statement. I'm not that much in alignment to that statement yet. So I want it, but I'm not there yet. So I was noticing, witnessing as I was going through. And then after that, I got in the car and was listening to some really, pumped up good music, some of my favorite songs that just bring me into a heart space, because I'm all about getting into the heart space, getting into that space of love. One of the things that I wrote down in my book was, I don't know how, but it just is, I have the love that I desire in my life. That was my statement. I don't know how, but it just is, I have the love that I desire in my life. So I'm not being very clear as to what this love looks like, who it is, if it's a who, if it's just love or anything. I just focused in on love because my thought in that was that I want to expand love in my life in general. And because I know that if I expand love in my life, that I will then attract more things that love me and to love on, okay, in all different areas. So that was the statement. And that one I was very, very tuned to it. And then I'm listening to this music that was bringing more love in. And then all of a sudden, I start seeing license plates with different initials on them. And I pay attention to license plates, and I pay attention to angel numbers. So I'm seeing a lot of 444s, which is your angels are around you, and a lot of 777s, as basically the Midas touch stuff. And then I was seeing license plates with different individuals' initials on, and then I started laughing because individuals that I was seeing were people that I know, and I have a deep, loving connection to, probably a lifetime loving connection to. And then I get home, and by the time I get home, I have a text message. And there was this text message that came in, and I look at my phone, and it is my high school boyfriend. Like, years ago, right? When I was 15 years old. And he texted me and he's like, hey, how are you? And we were chit-chatting back and forth. And it was very, very funny. Over the course of about 4 hours of this little text back and forth, the words, I will always love you. Just all these loving statements were coming out between us, and it was very, very sweet, and was building the feeling of love, and that it is, such a great friendship to have, and just to be able to have somebody like that that is kind of moving through life with you, and even though you're not meant to be together, you still have this incredible friendship, and it is love, and it is supportive of exactly that feeling. So my challenge to you guys today is to find enthusiasm, find love, find happiness, and really, really, really be aware and appreciative of those moments that are supporting just those thoughts for you, because it is so important. And as you can tell, like I'm pumped up this morning. Why? Because I really focused in on that over the last couple days, and yesterday it just felt like everything got on the tracks for me. I was just like, yes, I'm here on these tracks, which made me more enthusiastic. And I started, as I was singing the music, there were just these moments while I was singing in my car, in this crazy truck driving down the road, just singing, that I felt as though the things that I have were truly right there with me in the moment. I could feel them, I could taste them, I could smell them, I could connect to them in so many different ways. And that is right that moment that they really are there. It's like you're coming right up against something, and that enthusiasm just builds, builds, builds. And that's why I'm saying it's like Christmas morning enthusiasm, because the closer a kid gets to Christmas morning, the more enthusiastic they get that just know it's this beautiful faith. And that's what truly, I'm not an advocate of actually the Santa Claus thing, and a bunch of presents underneath the tree. I believe in experiences, but there still is this lesson of some people could say that we're lying to our children about Santa, but the lesson is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the lesson of Christmas morning, the joy, the happiness, the enthusiastic heart, the excitement, the enthusiasm breeds that, it is, enthusiasm is faith in action. It is faith in action, because the more enthusiastic you get about something, the more that belief inside of you is saying, yes, 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 yes. And it just starts to bubble up, and you can't help yourself. You have to just let it out, which means that you're going to find yourself singing, which means, and if an enthusiastic person is not a person that's just sitting there going, yeah, I'm enthusiastic. That's not enthusiasm. So that's not enthusiasm. That is, I could say, I'm enthusiastic, but who the heck's going to believe me? I don't even believe me. I don't feel it. So when you're really, truly enthusiastic, and here's how you can kind of gauge if it's true or not, because you can kind of like throw yourself into it and pretend, and then you'll feel like shit inside is what will happen. So you'll be like, oh gosh, you're trying to fake it, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you are faking it. Those thoughts and those negative vibes start coming up when you're trying to be positive, then you are trying to fake it, and that's not necessarily good, okay? Like I always say, the universe knows you at a cellular level. You can't fake out the universe. But what you can do is you can work on changing your body posture. You can even pull your shoulders back, open up your heart, breathe a little bit different, slow down your breathing, focus in on positive thoughts, focus in on things that might, create a list of things that do some happiness coaching. And the happiness coaching is about 5 or 6 different things that I ask people to write down. So you can write down 5 or 6 triggers that can be happiness anchors, basically. So creating those things that you can just pop back to. Maybe it is a song that you can play. Maybe it is a thought. Maybe you can create, like, have like a picture, an album on your phone that just has pictures that make you really, really joyous. Maybe it is a statement that you can say. Maybe it is an whatever those things are. You need to figure out what those 5 or 6 happiness triggers are for you, so that you can kind of, when you are off kilter a little bit, or you're trying to fake it and you're just like, ugh, this isn't working, that you can go ahead and do those things for yourself to carry yourself back into that happiness. Because if you're talking about your dreams and your goals and your face and your voice is not sharing in the enthusiasm, the excitement about it, then you're not getting it at a cellular level. So, if you close your eyes and you sit there and you really think about your dream, what happens to your face? What happens to, inside your body? What is your stomach, your heart doing? Right? What are your genitals doing? Since I am the genitals will ignite, will turn on, you're going to feel warmth. And it's not about the sex in that moment. It's about the creation. It's about the excitement. It's about the turn on to your desires. So everything should be kind of activating and saying yes, yes, yes. And if you don't have a yes from your genitals, a yes from your gut, a yes from your heart, a yes from your voice, a yes from your face, and a yes from your mind, then it's not the goal for you. It's not the dream for you. Not in this moment. Not in this moment. But that just means that you have to readjust probably something in here, probably something right here, and right here. But, just try to look at that and the importance of that. I cannot stress to you. So get in alignment. Make sure that you make that list of things that bring happiness into you. Create anchors. Create love, happiness anchors for yourself. If you don't know if you have no idea how to do that, I do suggest that you pop in on there's anybody local in Dallas. Contact Michael Harris. He does hypnosis and everything, and he does teaches how you can actually apply anchors to your body. And I have through the years built up a pretty strong anchor on my left forearm, which I can just touch myself here, or if somebody touches me just right, it puts me directly into my heart. And that right there is the creation of an anchor. So you can have something like that, or you can create another anchor, like music or something like that. So I do encourage you to do that. Everything's so quiet today. No questions, no hellos, no nothing. Goodness. That's okay. I'm probably wide awake. I woke up wide awake. So it's like, bam. So like, I really feel like that's pretty much completion there. And I just remind you, I did write down the quote from Buddha: all that we are is a result of what we think, because that is the gist of, I think, the whole month of conscious coffee, is that it is all about us becoming what we think. And all the greats out there, spiritual leaders, success principle leaders, self-growth leaders, religious leaders. I want to clarify that between religious and spirituality, although I believe that they should all be one. That, everything comes down to what a man thinketh, he becometh, right? So really, really pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your feelings. They are your GPS system. And start to notice how you feel during the day, because if you are not enthusiastic, if you're not happy, if you spend more than a split second in one of the lower energy vibration emotions down, frustration, anger, depression, overwhelm, those kinds of things, realize that is a sign saying that you're not in alignment to, you're putting frequency has dropped. You're putting out negative thoughts, and you're not going to attract anything that is going to bring you joy in those moments. And so really, really focus in on how you are feeling, because that is your GPS, okay? And if you like being a grumpy ass and that makes you happy, then go be a grumpy ass. Just make sure that you are happy about it, okay? So I'm truly happy about it. And then I guess, let me see. When you expect the best, you release a magnetic force in your mind, which by a law of attraction tends to bring the best to you. I did want to share that one. That's Norman Vincent Peale. And anybody who's not familiar with Norman Vincent Peale, get familiar with Norman Vincent Peale. He wrote a whole bunch of different stuff throughout the years. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, teaching the laws of attraction, and the really hardcore, but the majority of the stuff that he teaches is dead on right. So you really want to pay attention to him and Napoleon Hill would definitely be two of the greats out there. So I encourage everybody to get thinking for rich. Read the whole book and put the principles into action, because there is so much in that book that, I mean, you really do have step-by-steps, and not to mention the education and the understanding. Here's the thing. Leaders are readers, and it is true. Successful people read every single day. Successful people work on themselves first every single day. Successful people know that it is not about the hard work of the physical labor that gets you results. It is about the fun and playful work and hard work of the internal world that gets you the results, because you can go and you can kick your own butt and work a 14-hour day and really work your body to bone on things and still not get a damn thing but that little itty bitty paycheck, which is going to be gone. Or you can do the internal work and have the enthusiasm and the love, and then just apply a little bit of actual physical labor. So creating those doorways that I always talk about, right? For the streams of and by focusing in on the love and the joy instead of that actual hard labor. Because when we go to work, when was the last time you said, oh, it's Monday. It's Monday and I have to go to work. When was the last time you said, woo, it's Friday, yay, Friday, or Wednesday, hump day, right? Right. Those are statements of people who are trying to apply physical action for creation of their dreams versus the internal action and creation of their dreams to manifest through joy, through happiness. You do not have to work hard. You have to work smart, and working smart means focusing in on your thoughts and your emotions and just having these doorways present. Yes, you have to take action to get things. You can't just sit. I can't sit here and stare at my computer all day long. I actually have to get my butt up and go do things. But the whole, doing my morning meditation, taking my walk, focusing on abundance and on happiness and on joy and on these different things, and then just going on about my day. So that work is part of my day, but it is not really work. I'm always worried that somebody's going to catch me and say, hey, you're not really working. Because the majority, 98% of the time, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm working. There are moments of pleasure, and I do not enjoy those moments, and my frequency crashes and burns. And I go, oh. And then the points like that, I refuse to even email a client back, because I know that I'm in such a low frequency that I don't want to send that negative charge out to anybody, not even to respond quickly to an email or a text. I will pause and get myself in alignment before I make even an email or text response back, because I do understand the importance of vibration there. So getting into that vibrational flow of what is really feeling good is the importance here. It's not about doing the manual labor or the hard work or the this or the that. So whatever your career choices, whatever your goals and your dreams are, whether it's relationship, money, house, car, trip, work situation, family situation, your health, realize that yes, you have to apply the action, but it is going to become joy. If it is not a joy, then it is lowering your vibration. So make sure that whatever you are doing is keeping you in that state of joy, not a state of fear. Okay, so if it is drudgery, it's a low frequency. If it is joy, it is a high frequency. So go have joy. Go with joy. Find your bliss. Follow that, and make life about the pleasure and the bliss instead of the work. Okay. So with that, go have an awesome, fantastic day. Remember to keep enthusiasm in your life today. Remember the rest of this month, if you possibly can, focus back in on those moments and try to create moments that are like Christmas morning moments where you are waking up and finding the presents under the tree. Okay? I will catch you tomorrow at 6 a.m. right here with who knows what the topic of the day will be. And anybody who is following this, please, again, share this. I guess really, truly, it is the time of the year where so many people are struggling and really bogged down and just grumpy, and they're trying to do all these different things and not really understanding the power of enthusiasm and pleasure. So please, if you have it in your heart, share this Facebook Live so that people can kind of tap in a little bit. Maybe something that I said in here will resonate with somebody else and change their whole holiday spirit from that of Scrooge to that of, the positive, upbeat, go-getting Scrooge that is giving and excited about life. And so, catch me at www.kendalnews.com, and I will catch you tomorrow at